I went to the bathroom after I got my hair cut and found a jar of my cut hair with my name written on it, but it wasn't just hair from this cut because they had pictures with dates of my previous appointments too. I'm weirded out. I'm also going to be vague because of obvious reasons. I'm 30s. And my stylist is in their 40s. I got my hair cut today at a stylist I've been using for about 9 months now. I think this is my 6th appointment with them. I usually do a trim or cut/style. Today I went from long hair, high lower back, to an A-line bob. Again, since I started seeing this person, I usually get current style maintenance/trim. This time was a dramatic length adjustment, so they took a picture of the cut length in the floor to add to their social media, then intending to add before/after hours too. That's all totally fine and normal. They go grab a broom, sweep up the hair, and place the dustpan on the counter for a bit. Again. Normal? They grab the broom and pan and head to the back of the shop. They're gone a few minutes. No biggie. Then they go out to smoke. But, here's where it gets weird. The bathroom is in the back of the shop too. I need to go and step into the back. I don't really notice anything on the way into the bathroom. I go, and start to head back out. But I notice my name on a small clear tote on the table. It has no lid. And it has my hair in it. At first, I didn't really think much of it. But I look closer and see it's not just today's discarded hair, but looks like at least a few of my trim sessions. Mixed with, it looked like potpourri? And a little sand or something. And printed pictures of the cut hair with dates. The printer is sitting right next to it with today's discarded hair picked in the tray. There didn't seem to be any other containers like this when I looked around. It was effing weird, so I took a pic on my phone. I honestly didn't know what to think or do and went back out into the salon. They came back in, and I mentioned that I went to the restroom, and they seemed to freak out a little but didn't mention it. I didn't really know what to say, so I just let them finish styling my hair, paid and left. As a socially anxious introvert, this was my nightmare. I got home and the more I looked at this picture, the more I got. I ended up texting them an hour ago, sending the picture, and requesting they remove the weird box of me and asking for an explanation. I said, "Hey. So I saw this and didn't know what to make of it. Can you help me understand what this is and why you have it? I'm not comfortable with you having this and request you please discard the contents. Also, even though I loved my cut, I believe it's best if I find a different stylist." They haven't responded. WTF? Update. It's been about a week, and with the holiday I've been all over the place, but I ended up going to law enforcement to make a report last Monday. I'll likely end up going back if this person keeps contacting me like they have been. I'll give a little timeline. Last Saturday, haircut and discovered the weird tub full of my hair, texted stylist about the weird tub and said I'd be finding a new stylist. Hairstylist didn't respond. This is where I left off in the last post. A lot has happened since then. Sunday I woke up to a bunch of texts from the stylist. It woke me up because, even though I have DND on my phone, I have a setting that overrides that if there are repeated contact attempts over 3. In case of emergencies. Here's what I got, copied and pasted. 3:49 a.m. I don't recommend going to a different stylist BC of this. It's not a big deal in small towns and people talk, and you may not find anyone that will take you after this, so I'd reconsider. I don't like threats. 3:51 a.m. So I have biological material and? It's my property now, I can do what I want with it. I kept it because I can and it means a lot to me. 3:54 a.m. Why did you send the pic? I know what it looks like, it's mine. 4 a.m. You need to respond to me BC. I think it's a misunderstanding about what this is. It's no big deal, and you saying you're switching stylists has me triggered. I do good work, you said so. 4:04 a.m. I also charge a $350 client separation fee, so yeah, you can't just say switching stylists with more consequences, and I know you said you already tried a few people before me. There's not many beauty people in the area. 4:11 a.m. Asking for an explanation for a stylist having hair in a salon is crazy. Where else would you find hair? I did not do anything wrong, but I will get rid of it if you are gonna cry about it, but only if you say you won't be switching to anyone else for her hair care. You mean a lot as a client and always tip well and do good work, so it doesn't make sense, you know that, so maybe don't threaten someone who does her hair or hurt their heart by making accusatory statements. I didn't respond to any of those that morning because it was so insane to me. I need to process things fully before I make a decision on how to deal with it, so I just didn't respond. Sunday afternoon I started getting phone calls. This person called me 14 times that afternoon. About every other call, they left a voicemail. Most of the voicemails just said call me back or text me back, but 2 of them were unhinged. I'm going to paraphrase, but the gist of the first one was, "Sounds like they're crying, call me back, I'm getting scared you won't come back to me for your hair for real. I just like how your hair feels. That's why I kept it. Call me." The second unhinged message was left late Sunday night at 11:38 p.m. and it said, "I got rid of it except for one lock. I found out I like watching your hair burn more than I like keeping it." I didn't respond to any of those messages, calls, or texts. The whole thing had me freaked out now. I decided by that time I was taking Monday off work to go to the police. Even if they couldn't do anything, I wanted a filed report of the weirdness. I woke up Monday to an email from the stylist with an invoice of $375 for client breach of contract fee as the chargeable line item, again copy and paste here. The email body was just for being a batch. It was sent from their business email too, so they're really doing everything they can to ruin themselves. Even if I had a contract with this nutter, which I don't, the original amount was for $350. They can't even get their extortion fees right. I did email them back stating that we had no contract, and to cease all further communication with me from this point forward. I got ready and started heading to the police station around 9:45 Monday morning. I live in a rural area, so there are portions of my drive to and from our main town that doesn't have cell reception. When I finally got to town, I had 4 voicemails. I knew immediately who they were from. I talked to one of the officers on staff. They took my statement, a copy of the email, and asked me to forward all the texts and screenshots of the numbers of calls. They said, at the least, the calls and texts could be considered menacing and harassment. But the voicemail where they mentioned how they like burning my hair was potentially concerning. The officer advised I contact a legal representative in case this person tries to take the bogus invoice to a civil suit court. And they said I'm welcome to change my number, but having the piling evidence if they continue to contact me after I explicitly told them not to in the email would only help me. I reached out to a lawyer Tuesday and left a detailed message regarding the situation. They are apparently out of the office until next Wednesday for the holidays, so we'll see if they have any advice. I've since received many texts and calls from the stylist. They sent a happy Thanksgiving text on Thursday morning as well. Regardless, they are giving me a lot of evidentiary material to work with, but I'm so unsettled. I can't wait to hear from the lawyer this week.